Hello, it's Wellness Wednesday. Just here talking to you about a little bit different today. You know, I don't know if you understand, but today wellness is more than just our body. And I have in the background, I'm proud to be American. I am proud to be American. I am worried about the wellness of our country. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I've written this down because it's precious to me. The wellness of our nation. Many of you are probably aware of what's going on, right? Fraudulent activity. Thousands of affidavits in Supreme Court will not review it. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. What's wrong? I don't have the answers, but I want to read something that will make you understand where we are. Okay. I'll turn this down a little bit. Does this sound like America? Okay, this was taken from the House of Representatives, 1963. Okay, here we go. Permit free trade with all nations regardless of, I'm going to stop this right now. Permit free trade, all nations regardless of communist affiliations, regardless whether items could be used for war. Promote the UN as the only hope for mankind. Do away with all loyalty oath. Capture one or both of the political parties in the United States of America. Up here, the technical decisions of courts to be weakened. Basic American institutions by claiming that their activities violate civil rights. Get control of the schools. Use them as a transmission belts for socialism and current communist propaganda, softening the curriculum. Get control of the teachers' associations. Put party lines in textbooks. Gain control of all student newspapers. Use students to riot, Antifa, to format public protest against programs and organizations which are under attacks against our freedom. Infiltrate the press. Get control of books, review, assignment, editorial writing, policy making. Google, Facebook. I wonder how long this will last on Facebook. I don't know. Gain control of positions on radio, TV, and motion pictures. Has our news media done that? Continuing to discredit American culture by degrading all forms of artistic expression. An American communist South was told, eliminate all, listen to this, eliminate all good sculptures from parks, buildings, substitute shapeless, awkward, and meaningless forms. What's been taking place in our society today? They've been trying to destroy any artifact of our history. Eliminating laws governing obscenity by calling it censorship and with violation of free speech and free press. However, if a conservative Christian or conservative Republican has things to say, our voice has been silenced. This activist granny is no longer being silent. That's why I have such a concern for the wellness of our country. There's a breakdown in cultural standards, in morality, in promoting pornography and obscenity in books, magazines, motion pictures, radio, and TV. Presenting homosexuality, degeneracy, and promiscuity as normal, natural, and healthy. Discredit the Bible. Churches are not allowed to go to church right now. There's churches in, many churches have not been, you are not allowed to go to church. We're not allowed to worship. Discredit the Bible and emphasize the need for intellect maturity, which does not need a religious crutch. Eliminate prayer or any phase of religious expression in schools on the grounds that it can violate principles of separation of church and state. Discredit American Constitution by calling it inadequate, old-fashioned, out of step with modern needs, and hindrance to the cooperation between nations and worldwide basis. Today, what have we seen? The Supreme Court will not hear that we have seen a fraudulent vote. The Dominion machines have been an algorithm written right in them to change the accuracy of the tally of the vote. To discredit American Constitution by calling it inadequate, which they've done. Discredit American founding fathers, changing the history books. Present them as selfish aristocrats that had no concern for common man. Did you know that our America was founded on faith? It was founded on faith, prayer and faith, God's principles, basic godly principles. Belittle all forms of American culture and discourage teachings of American history on the grounds that it's only a minor part, changing the history books. Give more emphasis to totalitarian. What books are the most famous and have been really inundating our students today? Books about totalitarianism, communism, and those are given as an agenda. Support any socialistic movement. Give centralized control over any part of culture. We see that. Education, social agency, welfare programs, mental health clinics. Infiltrate and gain control of the big business. Who owns Google? Who owns Facebook? Two of the largest, most, the people that own those, and Apple, they own more, they're one of the wealthiest people in our nation. Transferred powers for powers of arrest from the police to social agencies. Defund the police. We see that today. Treat all behavioral problems as psychiatric disorders. Do you know they tried to find that their Christians have there's some kind of a link in their brain that something's wrong. Nope, that's because the light of Christ is in us. Dominate the psychiatrist professionals and the mental health, meaning to gain coercive control over those who oppose communist goals. Let's hear that. Gaining coerced control. Let's see. Wearing a mask all the time. That's pretty controlled. Discredit the family as an institution. We've redefined family. We've redefined it. What is it now? Encourage promiscuity and make divorce easy. Emphasize the need to raise children away from the negative influence of their parents. Attribute prejudice. There's more racism that has been incited by the Black Lives Matter than ever before, unfortunately. Attribute prejudice, mental blocks, and retarding of children to suppressive influence of parents. The last one is creating an impression that violence and insurrection are legitimate aspects of the American tradition, that students and special interest groups, we've seen special interest groups, Antifa and Black Lives Matter, both paid to riot and destroy our cities, to solve economic, political, social problems. These are interesting aspects, aren't they? Do you know where they were taken from? They were taken from the Communist Manifesto written by Karl Marx. And that's why people are protesting. People are protesting because they want freedom in America. Let's stand for America. Let's stand fast and pray for America. We are on the brink of change. The wellness of our nation depends on it. Stand fast and pray for the USA. From Healthy Living with Oily Blessings and out. Bye. Let's pray.